Hey guys, it's Nathan. Um, Today's video is gonna be it's kind of like a sketchbook. It's not a sketchbook tour. It's an art tour, but from like 2006 to current. So it's kind of the same except it's digital, and it'll be interesting. The earliest thing I have is from 2006, and then up until current. So I've gone through and I've picked out stuff from every year that I feel like represents how I was drawing at the time. And then also I'll just kind of add a bit of commentary about like what I was going for and what I was going for and whether or not I was like happy with what I was doing or not and just stuff like that. So let's do this. Ciao. Windows, please cooperate. Oh, thank you. Okay, so here we have 2006 anime. This person has long sleeves, no hands, no feet. It's wonderful, and the erased spiky anime hair in the corner just really sells it. This is 2007. Really, really loving the erased feet. December 10th, no feet day. I love the Play-Doh tears too. Um, I had this taped to my wall for like the longest time. That's why the tape things are here because I had to peel it off my wall, put it in the scanner, and then put it back up. I have and then put it back up. I have redrawn this, so there will be I included the redraw in this, but like this was how I was drawing at the time. Look at that. Soulless eyes. Anime protagonist hair. Take your pick. Um, Anime. So much of my old art is just like, I saw an anime picture online. Fuck yeah. And you know what? I feel the same way today. This is 2009. Um, this was like peak quality for me. Like this was the best shit I could do. I do redraw that one. This is how I used to, so it jumps to 2011, but I think this might be 2010. I'm not entirely sure. But this is how I would draw when I would do digital. I would I actually don't so I think this is 2010, but it might be early, just early 2011. I don't have any of my 2010 art or a lot of my old art because it did get destroyed. Um, I just don't have it anymore. Like it doesn't exist. Which bums me out because I did put like a lot of effort into everything I did at that time. So it kind of sucks, but that's okay. I have what I have. This is what I would do because I wanted to do digital, but all I had was a mouse. So I would sketch it like this and then I would do the digital. So then I would go in and I would draw over it and anime. What is this hair? This is done with a mouse in GIMP. And yeah, so I would sketch this. So there was a physical copy, and then I would go in and I would use the line tool. Not not like the pathing tool. No, no, no. I discovered that much later in the year. I used I used the line tool and it would just be like straight line, straight line, straight line. And it it worked. This is where I discovered the pathing tool, so now all my lines got very smooth and I could draw at a much bigger resolution. And this is Akabera and Kuro, and they're recurring characters. And I have redrawn this image pretty much every other year since I did this image in 2011. So that will be included in this. This is uh, this is where I learned how to use the pathing tool. This was still all done with a mouse in GIMP, and I still like it. I really do. I think I don't know, it's cute. And I feel it. I still feel it in my soul, okay? Here's that redraw of those cat boys. There was a clear improvement, And I couldn't draw hands though. So we've cropped one. This one's clearly this one's clearly been crushed in an accident. Yeah, I think he got pancake hands. And can we tell that I watched Loveless at the time? Like, does that show? Does it look like I watched Loveless at the time? Um, because I can sure tell. The guys, anime. This was like I got a bunch of they weren't Prismacolor, they were Pantone Tritone markers or Tria markers or whatever, and I got a whole bunch of them from my aunt. So they were like these like professional alcohol markers, and I didn't know how to use them at all. All my marker art with them was so bad, but like here's a cat girl, I guess. She's looking in two different directions. Um, by the end, so at the end of 2011, I got a tablet for Christmas. So this is where all the digital art starts. I forgot to include here the first picture I ever did on my tablet, but it does show up later. So, but this was the quality, and I was still using GIMP. I didn't know how to do the pressure sensitivity. Like it wouldn't work. You had to do a workaround at the time. This is 2012. Things just didn't happen automatically. Um, most of what I was drawing looked like this, though. It was like this off-color background with a colored line art, and it was this like very sketchy 6,000 lines to make it like I was very new to it. Like this was me taking my dad's laptop and drawing Gaia freebies, but I lied and said that I was doing my homework. Um, I tried drawing men. It uh uh sir, are you okay? Are you okay? Why you got so many abs? What the fuck, man? Why are your titties so He's got Minecraft tits. Why? Minecraft titties. This man's ass is not square like them Minecraft titties, though. Um, I don't know why I had to do so much fucking hatching, but like I thought this was amazing at the time, and to be honest, that was the quality I had before, and then I drew this and I went, "Oh my god, this is amazing." And to be fair, it was actually pretty good considering the time. This is a redraw of that math anime girl from before. I was using Photoshop Elements at the time because it came free with my bamboo tablet. I actually did this this was for my school project. We had to do a final piece to I can't remember what it was. It was like something that showed you improved or what you learned. And I was like, I'm gonna redraw an anime girl I drew at the beginning of the year. And yeah, that's how it turned out. I don't know why the line art isn't black. And it's got like a blue tinge to it. Why is the lines blue but only in some areas? Why anime? Here's the first redraw of that other image. I don't care for this one like I do the other one. I think, and I do this in a later one where I basically redraw this composition. I don't like how he's facing away. Entirely, I don't like how he's facing away. I think that I keep bringing up that bottom piece. I think the composition doing that is not a good thing. It's bad. And his design, he used to have hair down to his knees, and he is 6'7". He has a lot of hair. He has more hair in this picture than I do fucking height. What the hell? What is character design? But this was my first redraw with them with the tablet. This was in Psy because at this point I had gotten Psy. So this one it's out of order. This was about the same time as the other one. You want to know what's great? You can see where I erased the shading because I didn't know what clipping layers were, but yeah, you can see it. And again, it's like the blue line art. It was fine for the time. I did a 24-hour live stream on Gaia, and I drew this Sephiroth. His neck's wider than his face. If you do this, it's okay. I really did put the effort in for the background though. Like this, look at this. I did a good fucking job on this. This looks pretty cool for having a tablet for 1 year. So, um, this one was cute at the time. I don't know. I think it would be cute as a redraw, but like not shit. Um, this is one that I like was really proud of at the time because I had this shadow that was meant to be them and I had two characters and I was like, "Oh my god, look, I drew his arm underneath the pillow while this guy's over here. Oh man, it's amazing." And I was like, "Look at this fucking lighting. It has potential. I put in the look guys, I drew a background. Actually, if you do this, it looks all right." It's not bad. I'm not dissing my old art. There's once we get to 2016, I am dissing my old art, but like stuff like this, I'm like, this was good. I was doing a good job. This is fucking cute. Okay. I don't care if it's why is his see look, his hair's so fucking long and he's like smooth. But like this style was fucking cute. Look at his face. Look at this. Look what the hell? This is cute, okay? This is like this is good. This is good. Top tier shit. I peaked here and I've just gone downhill since, okay? Um I don't know. He looks red, like red, like his shirt's red and then he's also red on this monitor and I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but yeah, I don't know why I had to choose the colors with the highest saturation on my monitor possible. I did have a shitty monitor at the time. I think we were still using a CRT actually. Is that what they are? The CRT copper something tubing or whatever. Either way, the ones where they get staticky when you touch them. This wing is really fucking good. Same with this one, but the angle on this one's really fucking good. And I did redraw this kind of because I ended up with two characters that had the same dynamic, so I redrew this later on. Uh I might find it. It's okay. I really did put the effort in to like the square titties are gone. They're not great, but they're better than they were. But I really did put the effort in to like try and draw characters together. I was still doing traditional art. It wasn't great, but I was trying. Um, the square titties are back. The Minecraft boobies are back, I guess. I didn't know how to draw clothing folds. Um, this was no C. I drew him a bunch at the time. I actually started a comic with him, and the guy I drew with him, but I never did anything more than the initial roughs. Go figure. Um, this was him digitally. I switched away from the softer face style and started going for this more like pointy anime thing. And I started doing screen tones. These screen tone, whatever these screen tones are, they have a nice texture to them. But I don't like the texture overlap and the lack of white shading, I guess. But this is a nice candelabra thing. Is that what those are called? Um, this took me a ridiculous amount of time to sketch out, and I do have a redraw that was done in the same amount of time later, and it's fucking wild how like I've improved a lot, okay? And I'm aware of that. It this took me like fucking 35 minutes to do, and it still has the scrunchies for where I went the bow was too big and there's a big chunk missing out of his hair. Um this one I still think this is pretty good to be honest. But his hair is stupid long and what the fuck is this chair? And where do they get tape in pirate times? It's fucking 1705 and they got fucking duct tape. What the hell? I remember drawing this. Like I have distinct memories of drawing all of this shit. Um, I still think it was pretty cool. The background's fucking great. Okay. The danglies and the thing. The only thing that like I can see an issue with is like maybe improving the anatomy, but particular or like the anatomy, but specifically in the way of like the gesture because the line through here could be smoother. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, 2014. I feel like I should probably say the years. 2014. This is where we're at right now. Um, good, enjoyed, A plus, did a good job. Um, anime. I redrew this. It'll show up later. Um, his hair's so not fluffy, and Akabara has a middle part and wears glasses. What the hell? I always did this where I would put blue light on one side and then like a warm light on the other side, and I just nonstop. I was still, excuse me, I was still doing traditional art. Your traditional art will look much better when you take a picture of it with a fucking webcam in a shitty laptop in bad lighting. It will always look better. Um, I was trying. There was effort involved. Um, OCs, cell shading, or cell shading, shiny hair. No real understanding of where the shadows should go, but like a vague idea. Again, look, warm light, blue light. Look at that. Bod. No square titties though. Okay, I included this. Now I don't watch this show anymore and I have no care for it. But please just look at this shit. Like there's some lines here and the tree blurred out in the background and the lines in the foreground are very like what the fuck is this shit? Do you think I have the patience or ability to be able to draw this or hands? Like fuck, man, this is like great. I wish I could put effort like this into my art now. Um, Cyber 6. Um, that other redraw, except I don't know. I don't care. I don't dislike this one. I don't dislike this one, but I also don't care for it. I feel like it was at that time where I had troubles drawing the faces, but I genuinely prefer these faces, so we're in 2014 still. I still prefer these faces over the god awful hellscape that was 2016. 2015, 2016 was just, ugh, God, what are you doing? Um, I did hand do the clouds though, and you know what? I think I did a fucking good job. And I was still doing traditional art. This is Yagari Toga and Cross Kayan from Vampire Knight. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Don't care about that series. I was doing the this was a commission. I was still doing the screen tone thing. This was in Psy. My only complaint is that I didn't add enough shines. It's supposed to be armor, and there's no shines. That was a common issue with me. Still doing traditional art. This was in a sketchbook that I still own. Um, inking on paper that should not be inked on and murdering my markers. Um, ignore the subject matter. I don't care for this image. But what the fuck was I doing with how many line details I was including? Like, I do not have the patience for this. This boot is why do I need all this detail? Why does the sheets need this much fucking detail? Why does this why are his fingers so short? Why do I need this much fucking detail in the hair? Like, oh, it was ridiculous. I have this printed on a fucking hanky. I was making this comic number 3. Look how fucking ugly this is. The whole comic was like that, and it was gross. I deleted it. Yeah. So we're in 2015 now, in which I hate all my art. This is ugly. The clouds are okay. I painted those waves. Why are they so shiny? Everything feels washed out. I don't like my 2015 art. This is 2015, but the sketches were sometimes okay if you couldn't see their faces. um very I don't sketch like this anymore, and I don't think I could. Like, everything is very ugh, j- I don't know how to put it. Um there's too many lines to tell something that doesn't need that many lines, I guess is the way I'm gonna put it. Um, Akabara went through his redesign where now he looks like a pirate, but he still had these stupid fucking boots with I don't know what the hell this was about. Thickums. Uh, I used to draw backgrounds and put effort into things. Ignore the creepy face. No, don't zoom in on the face. No, no, okay. Look at this shit. I do not have the effort for this. I realize that the some of this is copy and pasted, but it was just the line art that was copy and pasted. I individually colored everything until it was in the background. Otherwise it was like, and I would like go through and edit things, but like I was adding textures to things, and I was like going through and making sure stuff like was cool and like dead leaf. um I don't know, man, like I just put fucking effort into shit. Like, please, it's loading. There we go. Um, like, look at the hair shading and movement and the shape. Like, this is a good image. You know what? Actually, his face on this, we're in 2016 now. So I've improved a little bit, but not a lot. Um, I do think this is a good image. You know what? This one gets a pass. This one has enough movement. What is the rope good? The rope's good. Look at that. You know what? I like this one. I still like this one. This one's good. This one gets a pass. A plus. Uh, Demon Man wearing thigh highs instead of shoes with his titties out. It's pretty on brand for me. This was a freebie for someone. This one I drew, and this one I really. The entire point of this was I wanted to draw this. That was it. I just wanted to draw the mouth with the shiny lip gloss, and then I ended up drawing all these. I drew all these roses, each one. They were not copy pasted. I drew each one. Whoops. You think I have effort for that anymore? I was actively trying to improve. So this is still 2016. I was I was actively trying to improve. So I was actually like this is a Skyrim screenshot of Black Reach, but I was like actively trying to improve. Like, I was going in and I was trying to experiment with things and really, why did I need to do all of that? Sometimes I'm like, man, why'd you have to do all the detail? Share some of that. Like, the mushroom detail looks great, but the rock detail in the background is kind of unnecessary. I could have got away with just like simple stuff. I don't know. But I was actively trying to get better. Um this is that redraw of that one where he's sitting on his lap, and the good part about this image is here. I started doing this thing where I would blur foreground elements, and then the midground would be in focus, and then the background would be out of focus. And Kuro's face looks gross. I don't like this. Akabara's face looks gross. I don't like this. Everything about this image is fine, other than their faces. And I have this printed on a damn bag. Like, it exists physically. Um, it exists physically, and I use the bag regularly. Like I'm stuck with it forever. This is a redraw of the surprise image in which I keep zooming them out. I Look, the clouds look cool, but they add nothing to the image. I really should have just kept it with like the stuff down here, and then this should have had maybe a couple wisps, and that should have been it because it feels distracting. And the best part of this image is right over here, and it's this. Because I drew all that water by hand, I drew the ship by hand, and I drew this landscape by hand, and I picked all the colors myself, and I was like, ah, shit, this is amazing. Look, there's even the dark line where it gets fucking deep a little bit before shore and then goes back. There's little fucking look, we're zooming in, we're zooming in. There's little fucking island pieces that come off. Look at that. I did a good job. And I was like, I finally chilled out a little bit. Like, I was still doing the stupid detailed line art, but I chilled out a little bit. I was still using textures, but I chilled out a little bit. This one's okay. It gets a pass. It gets a pass. Akabear is still fucking shredded though. Why? Um, 2016. This is the end of 2016. Um, this is Chris's initial design. He used to have wings and a tail and all this like Gucci shit. And now I'm just like I drew him like 4 times and went, we're not doing this. Um, his design though was like made to be drawn traditionally. So this is 2016. I started keeping a sketchbook regularly in 2016. I still have them all. I might tour them in the future eventually. I don't know. Maybe. Um, This is now 2017. One thing I figured out that I liked was that I liked bright colors and solid shading, um, which I am going to in the future year or two in this after 2017 abandon entirely. Try to do shade like soft shading, and I'm gonna dislike all of it because I like shit like this. um, I like cell shading. I started doing this thing where I would find um, free to use photos and I would blur them out and add like lighting effects. That way I could use them as backgrounds. And I still do that. They're all free to use, like I'm allowed to do it. I just feel like I want like a full image, but my focus is on the characters, and either way I'm gonna blur the shit out of the image, so why even bother wasting my time drawing it? Uh Still keeping a sketchbook. This was the point of my inking at the time. Um, I was also doing commissions. I was doing experimental commissions. So if this is your character, I still really like this commission. But I was trying to do, whoops, I was trying to do more with like my poses and like the colors, not just leaving them to be, I think there's another one. Yeah, there's this one. Not just leave them to be whatever's on the palette, like playing around with stuff and just really letting myself have fun with them. Um, I used to use 0.03 liners to do this. This is a fucking 3 by 3 drawing on the corner of a sketchbook. It's tiny. Why is there so much hatching? Why did I do that to myself? This was I wanted to start doing inking with a nib and brush and everything, and then I digitally added shading. Oh yeah, this is Cars from JoJo, and then this is Jotaro and Rohan from JoJo, and welcome to 2017, in which I pretty much moved into drawing a whole shitload of JoJo fan art, so that's what the next bit's gonna be. Um, Basically, so this is actually a later one. I posted these two, which didn't take me very long to draw, right? Like I just kind of had fun with them. Um, I think I posted them together, and they got like 1,200 notes in one night. Now, my art previously had only ever gotten like 5 or 6 notes, most of them likes, no reblogs. So when all of a sudden I'm getting like 600 reblogs in a night on something simple like this, I just kind of went apeshit and started drawing a whole shitload of JoJo fan art. And I kept it. I noticed when it was stuff like this with the solid black and then very blocked in colors, it worked. It was more popular than something that was more polished. Like this was, I was trying to do painting, didn't do too well. Stuff like this, just like coloring more detailed, not the subject matter, didn't do as well. I made Dakimakuras. These are two separate Dakimakuras. I just edited them together because they fit. They look like they were meant to be like this, but they are two separate images. Um, I didn't sell them or anything. I just made them for myself. Again, went ham on the JoJo fan art. This was painted inside. I did have a video up, but it got copyright claimed. One of the free to use songs I used is apparently no longer free to use, so I don't know, I might. So, oh well. But I wanted to do something where there was like a glow happening and whatever, so I think it turned out. I actually really like this. Akabara got another redesign, and by that I mean I got rid of those fucking ugly boots, and now he has the cute shoes, and he's a little thinner. Um, so there's that. This was how I was coloring at the time. This was my reference sheet on how to shade various things and where my highlights went and everything. I was still doing sketchbooks. This is what my quality was. We know this picture. We know this area right here. We know what that is. This is still 2017, so 2017 art's still Gucci. It's okay. um, I still do like his face. I think I did a good job on this. I did like this style. This style did not last long. I did not really care for coloring like this. I moved into this where it was more, I had some soft edges, but it was primarily uh, cell shading, and I used a thicker brush for the line art. So this one is kind of what my ideal was. So I did draw other stuff like this too. This is someone's character. I don't know whose. Uh, this was my ideal. Like this is what I was wanting to draw. So it was like this thicker line art, kind of detailed, got the shines, but it was more like blended and soft. Like, and it had a lot of this like rim light stuff, and this was just my ideal, and I just never did it again. Um, Jonathan, again, sticking with that JoJo fan art with lots of black, sketchy, and solid colors. And I did some chibis as well. They weren't popular, but I thought they were cute. And there's 3 Vape Dio t-shirts in existence, and I have one of them. So if you are one of the other 2 people who own a Dio vaping with shutter shades shirt, let me know. Um, this is actually from one of the sketchbooks that I have posted on my channel. Um, yeah, I was still keeping a sketchbook regularly. I tried doing this blendy style, didn't care for it. Like, I liked it, but I didn't have the effort for it. I have this printed on a t-shirt, and I really like it. These were my first 2 Copic markers. Uh, this is still hanging up on my shelf. I can see it from here. Ion from Tales of the Abyss. This was just one of those ones where I played the game again, and I wanted to draw the character, but I didn't really have anywhere to post him, so I posted him on DeviantArt. um, Jotaro sketchbook, June 14th, 2018. June 17th, 2018. No more Minecraft titties. Look at that. Ah, playing around. This is in a different sketchbook that I didn't tour. I was trying to be more, still kind of experimental in like the way I did stuff. This is pretty cool, the jewelry. This was part of a bigger image, but I liked this one because I really liked how his hands looked. This one is just good, okay? I still really fucking love this, but particularly this part here. It's the smudgy lipstick. Look at that. Look at that. Fantastic. Good job. A plus. This is where I said I did that thing where I drew him facing away. And I don't like that. I still don't like it. This was pretty standard for my style at the time. It was a cell shaded, but I tried to do more little detail with the line art, but not much. Um, like I really toned back the amount of detail I included. I tried to make it more simple, more smooth, and that's why there's absolutely nothing going on here. Whatever I did for this drawing, though, I really like how the coloring is, and it might just be that the face doesn't have all that much harsh shading on it. And then there is this cast shadow. I always go nuts when I have a cast shadow. I love it. We're in 2018, by the way. This was my wallpaper on my oh yeah, in 2017, so like way back here, I was still using the family computer, and then like as I started doing more experimental and sketchbook and stuff, um, I had my own personal computer, so I was able to like draw a lot more without interruption or having to share or anything. So I was able to like do more improvement. Um, my sketchbook time became more play and less, oh, I only have this much time to like study before I get access to the digital. Um, this was also the point, this is 2019 now. This is also the point where it stopped being, oh, I draw a lot of JoJo art and becoming more, oh, I draw a lot of Jotaro art. Um, Still doing the screen tone thing. I was experimenting a lot more. Like I was posting like once or twice a day. I was experimenting a lot more with like what I was doing instead of just like doing basic shit. And I was playing around with colors, and like this one I was doing a lot of my I did a lot of my coloring in this with the lasso tool. Screen tones again. Still 2019. This is one of my favorite commissions I've ever done. This is from my friend of their D&D character, and this area particularly, where the background's really soft and the feathers blur out in the foreground, as well as this fabric, it just it hits in a nice way. I was also doing watercolor painting. For a while, I didn't draw anything except self-insert JoJo art, and I don't feel like showing that. So here's where I edited myself, or I drew myself into one of the screenshots. um, Jotaro. This was actually this left one here was my first ever tablet drawing. That was the first thing I ever drew, and then this was my I wasn't feeling confident about my art at the time. I was like, I don't feel like I really improved all that much. Like, I feel like I'm not doing too well with my art. And then I looked back at this one and I looked at this one and I went, oh, never mind. I'm doing all right. um, but yeah, that was my first tablet drawing from 2011 December, probably Christmas Day. A sushi painting, different than my other paintings, because this one uses a more loose style, and like I stopped trying to blend everything out. This was my style for a bit, where I was doing my sketches, um, lots of black, lots of carving stuff out, rough edges, uh, one or two colors. I don't know why I zoomed. Um, This was my finished art. We're still in 2019. This was my finished stuff. I went back to cell shading, doing this blur effect, blue light, orange light. I started doing this too, which was simple shading and stuff. So yeah, what I did here was I was using the lasso tool to do my backgrounds as well as my shading. So it was giving me very simple shapes for everything, and I couldn't add too much detail. And I was also doing this where I would put down the flat color, add a slightly darker color at the bottom, like a gradient, and then I would do the shading and toning on top, and it would, I don't know, it works out. It adds differentiation. Did the same thing with this one. This is where I started really getting into screen tones. Like I was into them before, but this is where I started doing screen tones a lot. Um, this is a redraw of we looked before. Let me scroll back. Where is he? Where is he? Okay. All right. This man took me like 35 minutes to do, and this man took me maybe 45 minutes to do. This is 2020. This is 2013. The 7-year difference we have going on here is actually wild to me. And I'm like, oh, damn. I do prefer doing my shading like this, though, that very cel shady, solid blocks of color. If I have to do black and white, I tend to like having a black and white with no screen tones. I like to have one accent color. So this is 2020 still. I remade my Gaia Online account and I started doing a lot of freebies. So I got to draw a lot of different stuff again, and I really enjoyed that. Sushi. This was my sketch style, very rough, a lot of solid colors. I got gouache, so I got to start experimenting with that, with like actually painting. Um, God, original Soren looks so weird. Also, I love that I did all this like smoothie shading over here, and then if you look right over here at his hand, I just gave up. Sushi, this is the kind of sketching that I enjoy doing. This is kind of, I realized that I didn't like my digital sketches because they didn't have the same vibe as my digital or as my traditional sketches. And I went, well, why don't you just do the same thing? So I started doing that, and then this happened. um, I also realized that my style at this point kind of feels very like anime, but like in a good way. So I'm like, man, I can make fake anime screenshots. So he said they said he was gonna go to Waffle House, but they have food at home. Yeah, and this big soft man here is supposed to be this man. This bitch ass turned into this soft man. Look at his braids. You can tell the size of his heart through his braids. Um, I also started doing like single page fake comics. Like this one, clearly there's the story, but like stuff like that. But I'd like label it 14, like it was meant to be in the middle. I love things that look like they're excerpts from bigger projects because I'm too lazy to do bigger projects. The colors on this are very vibrant, but I really like them because like the bright in the background balances out with the duller colors in the foreground. Um, so this is the 2020 version of that redraw, and I this is my favorite one. I There's stuff that I would like to improve on in it, but I genuinely think this is like the best one. That's all I have to say. I have it printed and hung up on my wall, so I really love it. This is kind of how what my sketchbooks look like now, my traditional art that is not finished stuff. It's very rough lining with a ink pen. Sometimes I sketch underneath, sometimes I don't. This is just sketched right on with the marker. This is Akaberu's design in his current state. He's thinned out. He's more, I like the hair change and the hat. I don't know. I think this is a design now versus like the last iteration. This one just feels more solid. This is 2021. This is the first thing I did in 2021. My intention with this piece was I wanted to see his silhouette through the shirt. So that's what I got. And it particularly like this spot right here, with his chest and everything. That was the spot I wanted. Oh yeah, and also hair. Look at the hair. I put effort into that. I've been trying to put effort into things again. Um, I think I've done a good job. This was like the most recent thing I did. Please go away. This is the most recent thing I did. I really like using screen tones right now. I don't really care for coloring. I pretty much just use screen tones. So this is Lisandro and Akabera. I pretty much just like doing black and white screen tones. And this is that thing where it looks like it's an excerpt from like a bigger page. It's got the speech bubbles and the fake thing. So I'm doing commissions. Well, not right now, but and this is like this is what I draw like right now. Um, Lots of black with the shading, inking. I really like inking. And screen tones. This is from This is from a couple of these are from 2020, but they still hold up. They still look like I would draw them now. But yeah, that's my art improvement from from 2006 to 2006 right here to the current. This is the improvement. Um, I don't know. Do you think I've improved? I can't tell. I can't tell if I've improved or not in the last 15 years. But that's about it for the video. Um, Pretty much. Uh, I do think I've improved. Just a smidgen. But I don't know. This one hits different than this. Um, I do kind of want to maybe do a redraw video. Maybe after this one. I would actually like to do this image because it's the older image I have that I haven't redrawn in recent years. So it'd be cool to see the jump from 2011 to 2021. So thanks for watching. I know the video was a little long, but I don't know. I thought it was cool to see everything. I really like this image, okay? I did the white thing here. You should learn to fawn over your own art. Like you should just learn to open up your art and be like, "Oh my God, 15-year-old me would be going ape shit right now." And then realizing that you as your normal self right now could also be going ape shit over your own art, and you should. You should be excited about the things you create. But thanks for watching. Thanks for going through my improvement with me, and I hope you have a good rest of your night. Bye bye.